Libra, welcome to Natural Mystic Messages. This is your weekly reading. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and of course Venus, because we love to love here at Natural Mystic. Now, I am rounding out the last week of the month that I have fondly coined Thirsty Month, because I am unashamedly asking you to please like the video, please subscribe, please share, do all those things. 2020 is my year of growth and I would love you to join the family and grow with me. That being said, now we've got all the icky stuff out the way, energy is fluid. So this reading can apply to you, it can apply to the person, it can be vice versa. Put the energy where it goes. In saying that, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Now, let's start with the fun stuff. We have honeymoon. This could be the one. Religious factors. What I'm getting from this is that some of you are looking for, a situation that meets you spiritually. And it's sort of the basis for what you're looking for in a partner, someone who can match your needs. We also have true love. This is a romance of a lifetime. And let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Okay, so I'm getting a real sense of you're finding it very hard to connect to people now you've sort of started your spiritual path, or since you've sort of grown a little into who you are. Since you've become who you are, it's like you cannot find friends, work colleagues, no one's sort of sitting right with you. Like, you're able to socialize and do all those things and make conversation, but it's like you're observing it. And it weighs heavily in your relationships and dating and all those type of things, because you want to, if you're single, you want to get out there and start dating, but you're finding you're meeting this stereotypical male or woman that you're sort of trying to steer clear from, because you feel like you've evolved past that. And it's not that you think you're too good for anyone or anything like that. It's just they sort of don't get you, if that makes sense. And in saying that, here is the High Priestess card. It's like you feel like you're sort of observing the world, and you've got this knowledge and wisdom inside you that you're desperate to share with someone. You're desperate to dive in and get deeper, but you're only finding people that you're sort of having, it feels very surface conversation. And anytime you have tried to dig a little deeper, it's sort of met with confusion. There's an inner strength to you now that you possess that is sort of intriguing people and drawing them closer to you, but it feels one-sided. It feels like they're gaining something from this connection, whereas you feel like you're walking away almost drained. I feel like since you've sort of leveled up a bit, you've got less reactive, and I feel like people are looking for the old you, and they're trying to, you're finding a lot of crap coming your way from people, like unnecessary arguing and picking at things, and you're thinking, is it me? Like, why does this keep happening? And Spirit's telling me it's because people are trying to poke to find the old you. They're looking for you to reciprocate those unhealthy patterns that they have. And it's making them very uncomfortable, because you've grown past that, and it's almost highlighting all the ways they haven't grown, but they're not prepared to move past it. So instead, they're trying to tear you back down to where they were. And I feel like it's just got on your last nerve. Is what Spirit just said, that it's their last nerve. They've taken their last nerve. This could be in a relationship as well. If you're in a relationship, the person that you're with may be trying to pull you back into old patterns of arguing and fighting and trauma bonding and all those type of things. That's confirmed right now with the Seven of Swords. This is sneaky behavior. This is someone also feathers might be coming to you at the moment. They might be a big synchronicity. That's your angels talking to you. It's your guides. It's your spirits trying to lead you in the right direction. But this is sneaky behavior, whether this is sneaking with another person or just deception. Some people are deceptive for the sake of being deceptive because it gives them some sense of control. But for this situation, I feel like this is sneaky in the sense of they're not being completely honest. They're almost trying to play you to get a rise out of you, if that makes sense. Because I feel like you're sitting back thinking, where did this come from? And that's where it's coming from. Six of Pentacles, they're looking for you to give back that chaos energy that they're throwing out, but you're just not taking the bait because it's just not who you are anymore. I don't think it ever was who you were, but people pushed you to the point of breaking that you sort of stooped to their level in the past. 555 on the counter. If fives are important to you, then that's your confirmation. I don't think you've ever been that type of sort of get triggered person, but I feel like the people around you keep pushing and pushing and pushing until they get to that point. But you've got now in your growth, you're now like, I don't want to partake in this behavior. I don't want to partake in this back and forth bickering or gossiping or any of these things. And it's making people feel like, it's making people mirror themselves and their behavior, but instead of addressing it, they're getting agitated with you, is what I'm hearing. So to round off this subject, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. This is the woman who has done all the work and now she can sit back and watch it. The only thing with the Nine of Pentacles, and this energy always radiates very heavy off the card, is it's the person who's sort of done all the work, is quite satisfied with where they're at right now, but they feel like they're lacking love. And I think that's the storyline here for you, Libra, is you're lacking that deep connection. And I feel like you've got to a stage now where you're happy on your own and you're happy with your own company. So it's almost like, well, I want to move to the next stage and I want to move with a person. I'd like to do that with a person. Queen of Wands. You also might be getting a lot of like root chakra activation. So you might be feeling like you're ready to share yourself very intimately with a person. Like you've learnt and understood what sex is and that it's more than just a physical act, but you don't really want to go out and share that with someone who doesn't meet you on your level, who doesn't understand what it is, because you like, it's almost like you energetically feel that they're not there for the same reasons. And this may be happening with a partner as well. You may be finding that your intimate times, and I'm trying to be as graceful with this conversation as I can, are not meeting your expectations, and not because your partner isn't great in the bedroom. It's just you're looking to experience the more spiritual side to sensuality and sexuality. And I feel like you may have even approached this subject with your partner, but it's not that they don't want to join you or anything like that. It's that they're not getting it. They're sort of looking at you like you have three heads. Does this make sense? Okay. And then we have the Four of Cups. What that's saying to me is either in your relationship or in your dating or in your friendships, you're handing this cup of love to them, but they're just not seeing it. They're just not receiving it, if that makes sense. Because they can't, is what I'm hearing. It's not that they don't want to, they can't. So you're sort of feeling almost like an alien in your own world. Like you've woke up one day and you feel like you've been dropped into your life because you're not the same person you were when you created it. Okay. So some of you might be wanting to move and change jobs. You might be going through this experience where you want a totally new experience that suits who you are now and who you've become. But that would mean leaving so much behind. So you're trying to sort of balance out this awakening, this newness, and how you can bring that into your world and sort of integrate back into the world as this new person without completely changing the dynamics of your life, because for some of us it's just not possible. So we have the Magician and the Eight of Wands. So the Magician is speaking about creating what it is you want to see. So, and leading by example, and just staying strong in who you are and who you've become, and expecting people around you to live up to and meet you where you're at. The Eight of Wands is quick moving energy, it's passionate energy. I think, and what the cards are saying is, just go out and be your best you. Just go out and be as loud and as proud and as intense as you need to be. And the people that are meant for you will gravitate towards you or stick around. And the people that aren't will just naturally slip away. You don't need to put too much thought or too much worry into this situation. This Eight of Wands is telling me that it's going to happen by itself because it's divinely guided. You didn't wake up and become this person just for the sake of it to feel uncomfortable in your world. There is going to be change and transformation around you. Now that has come up with the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands says that you are divinely protected. So if you're feeling, if the thought of being openly spiritual about who you are, or stepping into a career that suits you, gives you the heebie-jeebies because the people around you might not understand it, just push forward. You may come from a very religious family, or someone who thinks things as simple as you watching the tarot is taboo. You know, there is still a lot of people in the world who find the spiritual New Age community very taboo and very frightening. Spirit's saying, just speak up. Speak up and own who you are. Even if you have to do it little by little, just do what needs to be done, and you will find yourself walking your path, and you'll find yourself satisfied. Now we're going to clarify a couple of these cards that are really standing out to me. Now, what I'm also hearing as well is some of you are waking up to your gifts. So you may be having strange experiences that you almost can't define, like your did you hear your name being said, strange dreams, sort of seeing things out the corner of your eyes, your ears ring. You're waking up spiritually to your gifts, and it's your innate nature, like, but it feels very foreign because you would have closed them off very early on when you were younger. You may have some very like vague memories of these type of occurrences happening when you were younger, but you're not even sure if they're memories or if you've made them up in your head. But what Spirit's telling me is they've woken up. As you woke up, they've woken up. Now, the Seven of Wands, I was clarifying, is Libra. The Seven of Wands, and this is a completely off-topic message. I wanted to clarify this Seven of Wands, this Swords, I'm so sorry. This Seven of Swords card, this sneakiness, this hidden, this up to no good card. And it clarified with the Knight of Wands, which is my player energy. This is my, as a reader, this is my, I've got my best interests at heart kind of card, and if I see it, I'm going to take it, and I don't care if it hurts you. I may say sorry and do all those type of things, but I'm going to keep repeating this same behavior. Someone's dealing with this type of person. I'm getting the sense that they're the I'm sorry guy. Like, I don't think this person fears saying sorry, because they're almost using it as a manipulation tool. Now, we've come off track, or maybe we haven't. Maybe this is part of the message for you. Right next to that was the Six of Pentacles, which is that give and take energy. I'm almost wondering if you've thought, well, fine, you go live your life, live your best life, do what's best for you, don't worry about my feelings, but don't expect me to wait around. It's an interesting turn, and I'm sorry, Libra, I really am. That was not the outcome I was looking for. Okay, Spirit, can we have a clarification card for the Six of Pentacles, please? Okay, there it is. Oh, Eight of Wands. This is your second Eight of Wands, so whatever's happening in your life or about to happen, it's going to happen quickly. So if you feel like you've been stagnant for a little while or you're repeating these same lessons over and over, it's about to sort of switch gears and things are about to drastically change for you. For the better. I feel like you've sort of just had your fill. And when I said that person's on your last nerves, I think that's what it's got to. You're not taking one more sorry. You just don't want to hear it. So there's the Eight of Wands and there's the Six of Pentacles. This is that give and take energy. You're also might be seeing that the people around you aren't necessarily good people. You may be finding yourself having a conversation about someone, for instance, it could be on the school run, and they'll say, oh, that mother over there packed X, Y, and Z for their kids' lunch. And it may be taking you back. And this situation could be in the workplace. It could be anywhere. But you may be thinking, why are we picking at this person? You know, they're doing their best. Why are we being so nasty? And you're realizing that the people around you tear people down to make themselves feel better. And I feel like with your partner, because that's what that energy felt like, or people you've dated in the past, that you noticed that they were inherently negative and they carry this energy with them. Like, you'd be having almost two conversations. You'd be saying, oh, we're having X, Y, and Z for dinner. And their response would be, oh, we're having that for dinner. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you were constantly in this high vibe and they were constantly in this low vibe. And everything that came out of their mouth was just negative. And it felt like a punch to the guts constantly. Let's find out. Let's look at this Magician. If the cards want to talk. There we go. There we go. Okay, we have the Six of Wands. It's creating your own victory. It's taking control of the narrative of your life and being the one to write what comes next and decide when you're turning the pages of your book and all those type of things. Now, as I say writing, Spirit's saying start journaling. Start journaling your experiences and your hopes and dreams and start watching as they manifest. And when that happens, realize what a powerful creator you are and how you have the ability to change your external world by changing what goes on in your internal world. And I feel like this, when I said earlier, lead by example, this is one of the places you will lead by example. People will be like, how? Like, it'll get to a point where telling your story is inspirational. And people say, how, last time I seen you, this happened and that happened and you were unhappy and all these type of things. What's changed? Why are you suddenly glowing? Why is it all your dreams coming true? And at that point is when you start sharing your experience. Now, this might lead you to writing a book. This might lead you to be a public speaker, one of those type of things. But your journey is going to inspire others. Yeah. So now we have the Two of Wands. This is you being in control of your destiny. And that is what you are going to, that's how you're going to heal other people, by teaching them that they are in control of their destiny too. Now, I get a real healing energy off you. And this is going to be your legacy to the world, is what I'm hearing. Will you leave behind this Seven of Swords, this King of Wands? That's up to you. Should we get some clarification on what happens there? And let's have a look. Because I feel like we just skipped over that, but it was pretty dramatic and pretty major, and I'd like to know what comes of that. Ooh, man. The Three of Cups. Now, traditionally, this is a celebration. This is being around a group of women. But when we add it to the Seven of Swords and the, if you read tarot, you know what I'm talking about. The Knight of Wands and the Three of Cups. All right, Tarot, we get the point. What needs to be done about that? What advice can we get? But what I was saying was basically it signifies the person being around a group of people that probably shouldn't. And more than one. Okay, Spirit. There we go. Let's get some advice on this side story. Hanged Man. So maybe for the moment, staying still and gaining some perspective on the situation before you make any sudden moves. This situation or walking away from the situation might cause you a lot of financial distress. It may mean moving from your house. It may not be as simple as picking up and leaving. You may have children or those type of things. So, okay, and what happens after the Hangman? Ten of Swords. Yeah. So Spirit's saying, for the moment, if you suspect this, sit back, observe, see what happens. And you may have already gone through this. This may be done and dusted, and you may be thinking, yeah, I know that. I've been through it. But for the people who are going through it right now and are unsure, Spirit's saying change your perspective on it. Wait for the right timing, and this cycle will end. So and not just ending with this person, this pattern of being with people who can't see your worth is going to end as well here with the Ten of Swords. Like, this couldn't get any deader. It's done. It's done and dusted. Now, on that note, we are going to... So, hold tight and have faith, because it will get better. It is going to get better. And the person you need... And Spirits... They're saying not everyone's... When someone's removed from our life, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. And when behavior like this shows up, as horrible as it feels, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. Sometimes the universe takes, or God, or whoever it is that you pray to, removes people from our life so that better things can come in. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay, so we have birth, which is birth of a child. I can pick this up. Or a new beginning is coming. So some of you may actually have a child, and if you do, be pregnant. If you do, I hope you're not the one in that situation. That is heartbreaking, Libra. There we go, there's another one. There's two. There we go, that's all our cards in one go. What do we have? Divine Alchemy. It's time to manifest your thoughts into action, as they are very powerful right now and they are important, which is pretty much the gist of the whole reading. And then we have Spiritual Guide. Your spiritual guide is with you and bringing you the greatest support for this changing time. And that's what I said, you're divinely protected. It's time for you to step into your mission here on earth and speak your truth and help guide others. Like, you didn't awaken for the sake of it. You're here for a reason. Now, Libra, if this resonated, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. If there's someone else who could use this message, they don't necessarily have to be a Libra. Please send it to them. That was some very heavy energy, and I'm sure they would appreciate it. All right, Libra, thank you.